It's the 6th of January 2025, folks, and it's cold, and I'm cold here. The heat doesn't come up here where I am. It's quite cold. Anyway, this is A-list celebrities leaving the US. Now the thing is, I watched all Donald Trump's rallies in the 2016 campaign, and I watched bits of them in the last election. And whatever one says about Trump, he's the only man or only president or the only person in politics I ever could relate to his reasoning. He's like me in many ways. He's like me. And he's a very successful businessman. And I probably will have to eat my words when he takes over. He'll probably do some shocking things. But he's very, very sensible, and I have very good time for him. As you know, I hope to have some type of celebration when he's inaugurated. I pray for his safety and his beautiful wife and his lovely family. I don't care what anyone else thinks. Anyway, a lot of celebs in Hollywood. Now remember, long ago, a celebrity was a jester in court. He came in before the king and he played a few old whistles and things, and he was a court jester. And then there'd be plays in the hall. Percy French used to have a play in the hall, and there used to be pantomimes. And there'd be pantomimes in the hall, but these people never rose to any kind of celebrity status. Very few. But then the television and the radio and the movies come on, and they become instant successes. And the reason why the likes of Elvis and all those, Elvis Presley, became famous and so well is that talent was there for thousands of years, but there was no medium to get it out. Anyway, so now these ones say they're leaving. These ones are leaving, and I'm going to read them out here to you. Eva Longoria. I never heard of her. I never heard of her. She has a lovely black dress. She'd be all right to step out with, but I wouldn't marry her. I mean, you wouldn't be bringing that one down around here to milk the cows or to clean out the byre. She wouldn't do it. But anyway, she was in that Only Murders in the Building. Eva, I never heard of her. Eva Longoria. So the main thing is she doesn't come here. Well, to see, does it say where she's going to play? She says if Trump gets in, she's going to go to she's going to go to Spain or Mexico. Thank God she's not coming here. Anyway, the next one is America Ferrera. Never heard of America Ferrera before. She's leaving America in search of a life outside the United States. She said she's sick after Donald Trump's re-election. That she was a Barbie actress, was spotted searching for schools with her children in 7-year-old. Where was she? Reports emerged that the Barbie actress was spotted searching for schools for her children. 6-year-old Sebastian and 4-year-old Lucia, God help them, shares the children with her husband Ryan Pierce and Williams. I never heard of him either. She's taking a move into London. Oh my God, would you not hump off down to Ukraine? Poor London people. I mean, they're not bad people in London. This EGOT coming in. Lorraine Cox. She's slightly half-caste, so she'd be described as a kind of a woman of half-colour. So anyway, she's here. So she's a good-looking thing. They're all good-looking. I mean, as I said, you'd bring them out for lunch and maybe to a dance or something. You wouldn't bring them home with you. As Prince Philip told Prince Harry, you step out with them, but you don't bring them home. Now, so she's orange and black actress. That must be a film, Lorraine Cox. So she's packing her bags after Trump got elected. And I don't know what's that. No, I see. So it says here, she had something like 246 electors. I know what she's on about. I was told I'm out. The trans actress said she's a trans. Oh, she's a tranny. She's tranny. Just said on a Just for Variety podcast. I cried. She cried. Oh, I'd have cried if Trump had to lose. I tell you, I'd have good lot of money on him. Cox explained her fears for herself and trans community. Why? What is he going to do with you? There's nobody going to bother with you. As a public figure with all my privilege. See, she's privileged, yeah? Do you know one of the privileges these actresses have? They don't have to pay tax. They're classified as artists. And Trump is threatening to classify them like everybody else. So they'll have to pay tax. I'm scared. I'm particularly scared because I'm a public figure. Well, you weren't with me. I never heard of you before. I don't never see her in the Farmer's Journal. I feel like I could be targeted. Oh, you could. I think they spent close to 100 million on anti-trans ads. That's not true. Trump has no interest in trans at all. He doesn't give a damn where they'll sleep at night. As for where the LGBTQ activist plans to go, she's looking at cities in Europe. She'll come to Dublin. Oh, gee, back. And in the Caribbean. But she's not going to the Caribbean because she'll be robbed, raped and murdered in the Caribbean. It's lawless. Now, the next one I know very well, Cher. That wasn't a bad singer, you know. Her and Bunny and Cher. Do you remember? Was it Bunny and Cher? He was killed in a skiing accident, the poor fella. Cher. Anyway, not a bad singer. I'll have to say that about her. Anyway, she's woke as woke could be, and she's living in a gated house in California. She must be a brave age. Cher was so distraught at the thought of Trump's victory in 2016, she threatened to move to another planet. She's got to go to the moon. She'll be the first American ever to step on the moon. If he were to be elected, I'm moving to Jupiter, she tweeted at the time. Oh, Jupiter. Right. Although she didn't end up making the move to outer solar system, she says this time around she's packing her bags. This time I will leave the country. The Grammy Awards winner promised in an interview with The Guardian. The Believe singer says the first Trump administration affected her health. It affected my health too. It did. Because I stood up on a box, kind of an orange box, cheering, you know. I was just at home, like, yoo-hoo! And I slipped up it. I hurt me leg. This time, I'm going to stay firmly on the ground. I believe, the Believe singer, some old film she was in, singer says, the first Trump administration affected her health. I almost got an ulcer, or as to say around Cavan, an ulster. He has ulcers on the stomach. I almost got it. She says ULCER. But in Ireland it's Ulster, so ULSTER. God, he had very bad ulcers. You had to get an operation. Last time Trump was in office. Jeez, better it's getting. Sophie Turner. I never heard of her. Oh, like, she's not bad looking. No, I'll tell you, no. British actress Sophie Turner recently returned to the UK after a split from her DNCE singer Joe Jamis. Well, she broke up with him. I wonder, did she get pre-marriage counselling from the Catholic Church? That would have helped her. They might have told her don't to do with him. And while personal reasons were the major factor, the Game of Thrones alum expressed her discomfort at the state of politics in the US. The gun violence, Roe v. Wade, being overturned. Everything just kind of piled on, she told Harper's Bazaar at the end of October, adding she knew it was time to get the F out of here. Turner told the magazine she's relieved and so happy to be back. She must be back in England. In May, she told British Vogue women in the US are being stripped of their rights, right, left and centre. Yeah, the rights to take the babies at 8 months from their womb and kill them. To crush their head with a hammer. Call me anything you like. Right, listen, say, it all contributed to the feeling that I have to get out. I have to get out. Now, the next one is Ellen DeGeneres. Now, I'll spell it DEGENERES. I pronounce it Ellen DeGeneres. First time I ever heard of her. And her husband, Portia de Rossi. They're two dykes. They're two lesbian women. Anyway, I'll tell you their name again. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi. Right. Well, I don't know which of them is which here. One of them is good looking enough. The other one, now you'd know she was a bit butcher. Yeah, you'd know you'd be staying away. You wouldn't be tied on there, lads, I tell you. Matter how many points you had. Ellen DeGeneres and her wife Portia Ross have already packed their bags and left for England. Oh my God! In England! We have a common. They could arrive beside me. There's people around here that sell them a site to build a house. According to page 6, imagine driving by them every day. The former chat show host has been a vocal supporter of Kamala Harris, an airhead. According to the news outlet, the couple were currently settling into their new home in southwest England. I'll tell you one thing, she liked Keir Starmer, but he's a sticky wicket too. So in southwest England. Now I can tell you, I also know Barbara Streisand has promised to go. She's 82. There's a few of them there you can post underneath them, as not ones I knew about. Sharon Stone has promised to go. We better make sure they do, keep them to it. She's moving to Italy. Nice climate, you see. Warm. I'm certainly considering a house in Italy. No. So that's that one. Music icon Cher is dealt with. Barbara Streisand have dealt with her. So another one is Whoopi Goldberg. She's threatened to go as well. I'll tell you, when the plane takes off, the jumbo jet takes off in America to bring her over to wherever she's going, America will jump out of the ground 2 inches. It'll jump out of the sea 2 inches. Now, funny enough, it says here that billionaire Tesla founder Elon Musk's transgender daughter, and he has a son, but I think that's a son that was castrated. I think that's what it is. I don't know. It's tough anyway. Poor old Elon. Vivian Wilson, I think that's who it is, also joined the crowds of high-profile people promising to relocate in the wake of Trump's election. And Elon is on Trump's team. So not terrible conflicts going on just for being decent. No, she doesn't see her future in the United States. She is a he, by the way. They're stone mad in California. Now, there's a good few others running away as well, and I'm not going to go into them here, but I want to tell you just when I'm here, another little revelation. Your man that shot the film actress, the film camera woman by mistake, Alex Baldwin, was acquitted. Probably, there was no point in jailing him, it was an accident, let's say, but it can happen with guns. But he was acquitted. He hated Trump. He used to make a parody of Trump. Wasn't lucky for him. He's against him. The other one that's against Trump is I have to go from memory because there's so many of them. Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts is a mad femi one, and she has been passed over for a number of roles that she expected to get at 20 million a pop. Now, a lot of these big film stars, they're broke. They have fierce expenses. They don't mind their money well, and they don't invest it too well. So they're broke, and some of them are going back into acting at 80 years of age. But Julia Roberts, she was in Pretty Woman. She is after being dumped. I think she's considering suing. And I'll tell you the reason why. The other one is George Clooney, George Clooney. Now, George Clooney, who Julia Roberts describes as a male feminist, he had a whole heap of roles lined up as Oceana. There were Warner Brothers. Yeah, Warner Brothers movie studios and Universal as well, and this Oceana thing was lined up as well, and he had them all kind of in the bag. And the next thing was he came out and politicised the whole thing, just like Julia Roberts, roaring anti-Trump baloney and pro-Kamala Harris. Now, in the case of Julia Roberts, she produced an ad recommending that women who are married or in relationships with men should lie to them. She says your husband or your boyfriend will tell you vote for Trump. You go in and vote for Kamala and come out and tell him you voted for Trump. It felt like a lead balloon. The same thing about Clooney, George Clooney. He was shouting about don't vote for Trump and making films about it and all the rest. But you see, the majority of Americans voted for Trump. And they are now sick of these actresses and actors telling them what to do. They have no right to do that. They're just pretending to be somebody else. As I said at the beginning long ago, they'd be just court jesters or on a stage doing a pantomime. So he's one now that's in bother. And he's suing Warner Brothers because he's been dropped. And the reason they're being dropped is this. If there was no Trump and America was just the way it used to always be, there wasn't this politicization. So everyone would go to see a new movie, a new science fiction or whatever it was. Everyone would go to see it, irrespective of the politics, because there was a bit of escapism in it. And that's what a film is. We all like a wee bit of escapism, I'm sure. So yeah, they'd all go. But when, excuse me. Now, if the producing studio was woke, then only wokes would go. But there wouldn't be enough money. You see, if you invest 30 million or maybe 100 million nowadays in a film, you want to get 100 million in before you make your profit. And so if it was something for a particular woke audience, then you might spend less and you'd get less because the right wing wouldn't go, the conservatives wouldn't go. But these films are for everyone generally. But then when you run like a Julia Roberts or what do you call him? George Clooney, and there's another fella called Mark Hamill. I don't see any relation to the Hamills we have here. I don't think he's the same Hamill as we have over in Carrickmacross. There's Hamills there, all right. It's not a very common name, but in any event, when they come out and roar anti-Trump, and then the film comes out, people who like Trump won't go. So while the film might cost 100 million, they might get in 80 million, but they have to make a profit. And those profits would come out of the pockets of Trump supporters. So the Warner Brothers and Universal Studios and all of them, they know that this woke stuff is not a good earner. Do you understand? And so they're dropping them. Go woke, go broke, as the fella said. So that's the story with all of these. And then there's those of them who've been caught doing unmentionables and abusing kids and things like that. And I won't name them here. But that's the story. Now, a lot of these Hollywood actresses and actors are going broke. And a lot of them need this extra money. There's some of them in their 60s and 70s. As the good-looking women of them grow older, they still have a certain appeal, and they thought they could walk straight in for a role in something. Julia Roberts was in what they call a romantic comedy. You'll get it there yourself. Anyway, the thing about it is, the Bowl Donald has wired them up, and we'll see where they go. Now, our job is to make sure they go. I'll be doing videos. They have to leave. They said they'd go if Trump became president. They're waiting on hoping he'll be killed or that the inauguration won't go ahead. But if we get to the 20th and he is inaugurated, they have to go. We don't want them in Ireland. That's the main thing. They have to get out of America, and we have to pursue them and make sure they do get out. The other thing too is poverty is what they need, a good stretch of poverty, and some of them are very poor. I may just finish off on your man that played the deer hunter, Robert De Niro. He came out and he said on stage, I saw him, F Trump. He said the whole word, F Trump. And he's supposed to look like me, but I tell you, there the similarity ends. But he is in trouble. He can't get a role either. Nobody wants him, and he's going broke as well. Is that all right? Folks, that's all right on 18 and a half minutes. I know I'm leaving out a few of them, but who cares about them? The point about them is they backed the wrong horse. They backed the wrong horse, and they're not going to. This whole Hollywood thing, I think it's past its sell-by date. I think its highlight was the 60s, Good, the Bad and the Ugly, the Dollar trilogies and all of these. That was the highlight. And there were some good films, and The Outlaw Josie Wales. But I think it's ebbing now. But then I'm a different generation. Maybe youngsters are looking at it. But it just shows you the woke is fighting back, and the conservatives are fighting back, and we're winning. We're winning with the Donald coming on stream. Good luck. We'll see you back soon. Thank you.